Hey y'all, it's Michael and I am back with another video. Today I'm going to be doing my video on these box braids. It's going to be my second hair tutorial, so I'm still learning. I'm still trying to get in the rhythm of things. All right, so when it comes to products, I used Gorilla Snot. I used Murray's Edge Wax. And then I also used Shine and Jam. And the reason I use all these products is because it takes a lot to to gel my 4C, 4B hair down. So you can use anything that you want. These are the products that worked for me, and still it was hard for my hair to stay down. This is the hair that I used. I used Xpressions. This is color 33. You can't really tell in this video, but it's kind of like a burgundy color. You can probably tell up close, but it's kind of like a burgundy color. I didn't split the hair in half. I used about almost 2 packs of this, so pretty much 6 of these. And then yeah, I bought 2 of these 3 packs, and this is the 52 inch. The process took, let's just say, I'm a slow braider, y'all. I feel like the average person or everybody but me could probably do this style in about 5 hours, 4 hours, but it took me a long time. And that's just because I'm like a perfectionist. It took me 12 hours to part. I suck at parting. That's one thing that's on my 2020 goal list. By the end of this year, I want to learn how to part. But yeah, it took me forever to part, and just trying to get into the flow of how to braid it, because I was trying to decide on if I wanted to do knotless braids or if I wanted to have the knot at the top. Make sure you get the pre-stretched hair, because it made the process so much easier. If you get the regular pack, you have to unbraid it, you have to separate it, and it's a lot of work. So make sure you're getting the pre-stretched packs of the hair, and you'll be set. Okay, so as you can tell, I've gotten most of my hair done already. I wanted to be able to show you what it looked like, and I wanted to be able to show you in the front how to do it. I don't know how these hair gurus are able to point the camera in the back and get the back of their head. I can barely part my head, so props to you guys. Hopefully I'll get to that level soon. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is add some gel or some jam or some beeswax to your root. Okay, and the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the pre-stretched hair. I love this color, y'all. I think I might dye my hair this color. I take about this much. You probably can't tell through the camera. It probably doesn't look as accurate as it does in person. But take that much, split it into 2, place one on top of the other, like this. And then go like this and grab the other end so that it looks like this. You're going to take one side and hold that together. You're gonna use these as your, I guess, foundation for braiding. So these are your 3 strands that are supposed to go into your head. Not into your head, but you know what I mean. So I was in the middle of doing this braid, y'all, and then I realized that the camera was not recording, so I'm gonna have to show you on another section of hair. Okay, so before I show you this braid, I'm gonna let you know that I'm probably gonna end up redoing the braid after I show you guys, because I'm gonna braid towards the front for demonstration purposes so you can see exactly what technique I use. But I'm gonna redo it because I need it to lay on this side. And it's really hard for me to show you from this angle. I've tried it several times and it's been a fail. So hopefully this is easy to go by. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your 3 strands of Xpressions hair, and remember that one of your strands is going to be 1 full strand of Xpressions hair folded in half. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your 3 strands and separate them to meet 3 sections of your hair. So you see how I'm separating 1 section of my hair to meet 1 strand of the Xpressions hair, and then I do the same thing for the 2 additional sections. Okay, so now that you have your 3 sections separated, you want to make sure that they're secure and that there's no loose hair that can get in the way. So now you're going to take that first section, the one that's on the left-hand side, and cross it under that middle section. Make sure that that section that you crossed over from the middle is secure. So then you're going to take that middle section that you see that's hanging, and you're going to place it over that right-hand section that's on the right-hand side. Or if it's easier, you can just place that right-hand section and place it under the middle section. Okay, so now you're going to take this left-hand section and cross it over as before. And by this point, your hair should be set up as if you're braiding a normal 3-strand braid. The key to this method is just making sure that your hair is secure in each section when you're starting off the base of the braid. So as you can tell, I'm just continuing to braid down. And honestly, that's it. The hardest part is setting the foundation of the braiding and just making sure that those parts are secure so that you can continue that braid downwards. I took the hair out so that I can demonstrate this again. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to separate your hair into 3 sections so that it matches the Xpressions hair. Make sure each section is secure when you pair it. For this demonstration, I'm going to be starting off with a different section because everybody braids differently. So I'm going to take this section that's on the left-hand side and cross it under the middle section. Make sure that section is secure so that it doesn't get mixed in with the other sections. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take this right hand section and then cross it under this middle section. Again, make sure you're pulling each section as you're crossing over, because a lot of the times if you don't, then the braid ends up being very bulky. The next thing I did was I took this left section furthest to the left and I crossed it under the middle section. And by this point, it should feel as if you're braiding a normal 3-strand braid. If you can look closely in this braid, you can tell that I accidentally mixed in some of the hair from a different section into another section. And that just shows how important it is to make sure that these sections are separated evenly. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate this one more time because sometimes it's hard to tell in different frames. I'm going to use a second technique. I'm going to separate each section of my hair into 3 sections so that it can match the Xpressions hair. Put more product in my hair so it could be easier to tell, but you're going to take this section to the left and place it under and cross it under the middle section. Make sure it's secure. And now what you're going to do is you're going to take this section on the right and cross it under the middle section. Make sure this section is stabilized and each other section is stabilized, and cross that left section under the middle. And by this time, it should feel as if you're braiding a normal 3-strand braid. Now, I don't know if this technique is best suited for people who are right-handed. I'm not sure if it even makes a difference, but this is what has helped me throughout this hairstyle. Honestly, I just do what's most comfortable for me, because who knows, if I'm doing a braid in the back, I might switch it up. So just make sure you're doing what's comfortable for you, but also is giving you that neat definition within the braid. So I'm continuing to braid down, and as you're braiding down, make sure as you reach the end of your hair that you are putting more beeswax or moisturizer or gel on it so that it can stay secure within the braid and that there's no frizz coming out of the braid. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add more length to the braid. I'm going to take another section of Xpressions hair, pair the left side with the left section of my braiding hair, and do the same thing on the right side. So the first thing I do is I take this left strand, cross it under the middle, take the right side, cross it under the middle, and by this point, it should feel as if you're braiding a normal 3-strand braid. So you're just going to continue to braid down. I'm just showing you guys what it looks like as I'm braiding down. And I should probably do a separate video on how to perform a 3-strand braid, because if you already don't know how to do that, this technique could be a hard process to follow. So once you get towards the end of the braid, you can stop wherever you want to. It just depends on how much hair you want left over. Okay, so now that I'm done, I'm gonna dip it in hot water, and that's gonna help seal the braid, and it's gonna give it more of a natural appearance. So as you can tell, I did not have a deep enough bowl or cup, so I had to use my blender, which is perfectly fine. Just make sure the end of your blender, or the bottom of your blender, has a towel at the end so that your hair doesn't get caught in the blades. So when you're dipping it, make sure that it's dipped in there for about like 30 seconds to 45 seconds. And make sure that the water that you use is boiling water. As you can tell, I'm struggling. I should have had an extra towel to use to dry my hair, but I wasn't thinking at that point. The struggle buzz. So you're gonna do the same thing to the other side of your hair. If you see me keep looking over to my left, it's because I'm laughing at my girlfriend. Yep, and here comes the random dancing with no music. And so that's pretty much the end of the process. Some people use razors at the end of their hair to make it look more natural and to give it more of a layering effect. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and turn on that notification bell. I will see you guys in the next video.